My friend, you who are listening to me at this very moment, I want you to pause. I want you to listen to the silence around you. And in that silence, I want you to ask yourself a single question. A question that will determine the entire course of your life from this day forward. What is the one force, the one power, the one single asset you possess that can absolutely, and without fail, guarantee your success? What is the one thing that can lift you from poverty to riches, from misery to joy, from defeat to victory? Many years ago, I sat in the presence of a giant of industry, the great Andrew Carnegie. He was one of the wealthiest men who ever lived, and he shared with me a secret. It was not a secret of steel, or of railroads, or of finance. It was a secret of the mind. He told me that within every human being lies a dormant power, a power that, when awakened and understood, can achieve anything the mind can conceive and believe. He tasked me with a mission, to spend 20 years of my life studying the lives of the most successful men and women of our age, to uncover the principles they all used, to distill them into a simple, workable philosophy. And after those 20 years, I can tell you this with the full authority of that research. I can tell you this as surely as I know that the sun will rise in the east. The single most important discovery I made, the very cornerstone of all achievement, is a principle I call the positive mental attitude. This is not a theory. This is not a wish. This is not a fluffy dream for the weak-minded. This is a law. It is as real and as unyielding as the law of gravity. Just as gravity pulls an object to the earth, a positive mental attitude pulls success, opportunity, and fortune to the individual who possesses it. And just as ignoring gravity will cause you to fall, ignoring this law will ensure a life of struggle and failure. What I am about to share with you is the master key. This is the key that unlocks the door to the life you were meant to live. Listen closely. Your life will never be the same. Let us begin by defining our terms. Let us be perfectly clear about this force we are discussing. A positive mental attitude is not merely a smile on your face. It is not simply repeating happy phrases in the mirror each morning. That is a caricature. That is a shallow imitation of the real thing. A positive mental attitude is a deep, abiding, and relentless state of mind. It is a disciplined focus on the good, the constructive, and the possible. It is the unwavering belief that out of every circumstance, no matter how difficult, a benefit can be found. It is the conscious decision to plant seeds of success in the fertile soil of your own mind. Your mind, my friend, is indeed a garden. This is not a metaphor. This is a fact. It is the most fertile ground you will ever possess. And like any garden, it will grow something. You have a choice. You can plant good seeds, seeds of courage, of hope, of faith, of determination. Or you can neglect it. And if you neglect it, weeds will grow. Weeds of fear, of doubt, of worry, of despair. These weeds will choke out every good thing. They will strangle your dreams before they ever see the light of day. A life without a positive mental attitude is like a ship adrift in a stormy sea. It has no rudder. It is tossed by every wave of circumstance. A piece of bad news sinks it. A criticism destroys its course. It is a victim of the wind and the rain. It goes wherever the current takes it, which is usually onto the rocks of failure and regret. But a life with a positive mental attitude is that same ship with a skilled captain at the helm. He has a compass. He has a chart. He has a destination. The storm may rage. The waves may crash. But he adjusts the sails. He steers into the wind. He uses the very force of the storm to drive him forward, closer and closer to his goal. The storm is the same. The ship is the same. The only difference is the attitude of the captain. The person without PMA sees a problem in every opportunity. The person with PMA sees an opportunity in every problem. This is the dividing line. This is the great chasm that separates the successful from the unsuccessful. It is not luck. It is not talent. It is not education. It is the attitude of the mind. It is the quality of the seeds you are planting in your garden, every single hour of every single day. Now, you may be saying to yourself, this sounds good. It sounds inspiring. But how? How do I actually do it? How do I cultivate this attitude when the bills are piling up, when the world is telling me no, when I face disappointment after disappointment? This is a fair question, and I will give you a fair answer, a practical answer. This is not philosophy for the sake of it. This is a manual for action. Let us break it down into its core components. Let us build this attitude, piece by powerful piece. The first key point, the first discipline of the mind, is this: you must see the good in every situation. This is the foundation. This is where you begin. You must train your mind to search for the positive, no matter what. The human mind is a powerful seeking mechanism. It will find whatever you tell it to look for. If you tell it to look for danger, for insult, for reasons why you will fail, it will find them. It will present them to you in glorious, terrifying detail. But if you command your mind to look for the good, for the lesson, for the hidden advantage, it will find that too. Why must you do this? Because your mind cannot hold two opposing thoughts at the same time. You cannot be dominated by fear and by faith simultaneously. One will always drive out the other. By consciously, deliberately seeking the good, you are evicting the thought of fear. You are pulling the weed of negativity out by its roots. You are planting a new seed of courage in its place. How do you do it? It is a simple, but not an easy practice. It requires daily, hourly vigilance. When a so-called negative event occurs, you must stop your first reaction. Your first reaction is usually fear, or anger, or frustration. Stop it. Pause. Take a mental step back, and ask yourself this question: what is the potential good here? What is the lesson I am meant to learn? How can this situation, against all appearances, actually help me? Let me give you an example. Imagine you lose your job. The immediate reaction is panic. How will I pay my bills? What will I do? This is a disaster. The mind without PMA spirals into despair. It sees only a closed door. But the mind with PMA stops. It pauses. It asks the questions. What is the good here? Well, perhaps that job was a dead end. Perhaps it was stifling your creativity. Perhaps this is the universe's way of forcing you to finally start that business you've always dreamed of. Perhaps it is an opportunity to find a better position, with higher pay, with people who appreciate you. The event is the same. The loss is the same. But the interpretation is entirely different. One interpretation leads to paralysis. The other leads to power. One leads to poverty. The other leads to possibility. You might object. You might say, but Mr. Hill, some situations have no good in them. What about a terrible tragedy? What about a deep personal loss? And I say to you, even there, especially there, the principle holds. The good may not be in the event itself. The good may be in what the event reveals within you. It may reveal a strength you never knew you had. It may deepen your compassion for others. It may reprioritize your entire life, showing you what is truly important. The good is always there. It is your sacred duty to find it. This is not naive. This is necessary for survival and for triumph. The second key point is this: you must focus on solutions, not problems. This is the active component of PMA. Seeing the good is the perception. Focusing on solutions is the action. The average person spends 99% of their mental energy defining, complaining about, and worrying over their problems. They describe them in vivid color. They talk about them with their friends. They nurse them and rehearse them until the problems become monstrous, insurmountable obstacles. The individual with a positive mental attitude acknowledges the problem, yes, but only for a single moment, only long enough to understand it. Then they immediately, and with all their might, shift their focus to the solution. Their mental energy is directed toward answering one question, and one question only. What can I do about it? Why must you do this? Because your creative mind, your subconscious mind, is a problem-solving marvel. But it can only work on the problems you give it. If you constantly feed it the problem, it will simply magnify the problem. It will show you more reasons to be afraid. But if you feed it the question of the solution, it will go to work. It will work on that problem while you sleep. It will connect ideas you never thought to connect. It will bring you inspirations, insights, and opportunities that seem like miracles. But they are not miracles. They are the natural result of a mind focused on a solution. How do you do it? It is a habit of speech and thought. When you find yourself talking about a problem, you must stop. You must consciously change the subject of your own mind. Instead of saying, "The problem is I don't have enough money," you say, "How can I create more value for others today?" Instead of saying, "The problem is my boss doesn't like me," you say, "What is one action I can take today to exceed his expectations?" You reframe everything from a statement of problem to a question of solution. Write it down. Get a piece of paper. At the top, write the problem. Just a single sentence. Then, draw a line down the middle of the page. On the left side, write potential solutions. And then you brainstorm. You write down every idea, no matter how silly, no matter how impossible it seems. You force your mind to generate answers. You are the captain commanding your crew. You are not accepting mutiny from your own thoughts. I knew a man, an inventor, who faced a seemingly impossible technical challenge. He worked for weeks, and nothing. He grew frustrated. He was focused entirely on the problem, on the blockage. Finally, in exhaustion, he decided to practice this principle. He went for a walk and forbade himself from thinking about the problem. He only allowed himself to think about the solution. He asked his mind, "How can this be overcome?" And as he walked, his mind, now freed from the weight of the problem, made a connection to something he had seen in nature years before. The solution came to him in a flash. That flash of insight became the core of his multi-million-dollar patent. The problem was real, but it was only defeated when he stopped staring at it and started searching for the way through it. The third key point, the one that ties it all together, is this: you must believe the best will happen. This is faith. This is the fuel that powers the entire engine. You must cultivate an unwavering, unshakable expectation of success. You must believe, in your heart of hearts, that things will work out for the best. This is not a passive hope. It is an active conviction. It is the deep knowing that you are on the right path, that your efforts will be rewarded, that the universe is conspiring in your favor. Why must you do this? Because belief is the thermostat that regulates your achievement. You will never consistently act in a way that contradicts your deepest beliefs. If you believe, deep down, that you are destined to fail, you will unconsciously sabotage your own efforts. You will hesitate when you should act. You will quit when you should persist. Your actions will always align with your beliefs. But if you believe, with every fiber of your being, that the best will happen, you will act with confidence. You will take the necessary risks. You will persist through difficulties. Your belief will create the very reality you expect. How do you do this? How do you believe when all the evidence seems to point to the contrary? You do it through the power of affirmation. You do it through the power of repetition. You must feed your mind a steady diet of positive, empowering beliefs. You must write out a clear, concise statement of your desired outcome. And you must read it aloud to yourself, every morning and every night, with feeling, with faith, with emotion. For example, if you are working on a business deal, your affirmation might be, "I believe, with unshakable faith, that this business deal will be completed successfully and to the mutual benefit of all concerned." You must feel the success as if it has already happened. You must see the signed contract in your mind's eye. You must feel the satisfaction. You must hear the congratulations. Your subconscious mind cannot tell the difference between a vividly imagined reality and a real one. When you repeatedly feed it this picture of success, with emotion and conviction, it accepts it as a fact. And then it goes to work, day and night, to make that inner fact an outer reality. It will guide your steps. It will open doors you did not see. It will attract the people and resources you need. This is the secret behind what men call luck. Luck is nothing more than preparedness meeting opportunity, and opportunity is attracted to a mind that expects it. You might say, but that sounds like self-hypnosis. It sounds like I'm fooling myself. And I say to you, what is the alternative? Fooling yourself into failure? Is it not better to fool yourself into success? But you are not fooling anyone. You are using one of the most profound laws of the mind. You are programming your own automatic success mechanism. Henry Ford, a man who knew a thing or two about achievement, once said, "Whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right." He understood this principle perfectly. Your belief dictates your outcome. Now, these 3 key points are not separate. They are one unified process. You see the good in a situation. This leads you to focus on the solution. And your focus on the solution, fueled by your belief that the best will happen, creates an unstoppable momentum toward your goal. But this is not a one-time event. This is not a magic wand you wave. This is a discipline. This is a daily practice. This is where the real work begins. You must understand the power of repetition. You must understand the nature of your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind is the most faithful servant you will ever have. It does not argue. It does not debate. It simply obeys. It accepts whatever you impress upon it, through repetition and through strong emotion. Right now, your subconscious mind is filled with the impressions of a lifetime. Impressions from your parents, your teachers, your friends, your experiences. Many of these impressions are negative. Many of them are limitations. You can't do that. Money is the root of all evil. Be practical. Don't get your hopes up. These are the weeds in your garden. To plant the new seeds of PMA, you must pull out these weeds. And how do you do that? You do it by repeatedly, persistently, and emotionally planting the new seeds. You must make your daily practice non-negotiable. Just as you would not skip brushing your teeth, you must not skip the cultivation of your mind. Every morning, before you start your day, you must have a private session with yourself. Go to a quiet place. Take your written affirmations. Read them aloud. Feel them. Visualize your success. See yourself acting with a positive mental attitude. See yourself finding the good. See yourself solving problems. See yourself expecting and achieving the best. Every night, before you sleep, do the same thing. Your subconscious mind is most receptive just before you drift off to sleep and just as you wake up. This is when you must feed it its instructions for the day and its programming for the night. This is how you develop what I call a burning desire. A burning desire is not a mere wish. A wish is a weak thing. A burning desire is a white-hot obsession. It is a goal that you think about, dream about, and work toward day and night. This burning desire is forged in the fires of daily repetition. It becomes the dominant thought in your mind. And a dominant thought, backed by faith and acted upon, is an unstoppable force. You must have faith. Not a blind faith, but a faith based on the understanding of natural law. You have faith that the sun will rise. You have faith that the seeds you plant in the earth will grow. You do not dig them up every day to check. You have faith in the process. You must have the same faith in the process of your mind. You are planting seeds of success. You must water them with your daily practice. You must protect them from the weeds of negativity. And you must have faith that they will break through the soil in their own time and grow into the harvest you desire. This requires commitment. It requires persistence. There will be days when you don't feel like it. There will be days when the old doubts creep in. On those days, you must be relentless. You must do your practice anyway. You must act yourself into feeling, not feel yourself into action. The action comes first. The feeling follows. So, my friend, we have come to the end of our lesson, and the beginning of your new life. Let me summarize for you the law of the positive mental attitude. Your mind is a garden. You are the gardener. You must see the good in every situation, for that is how you find the fertile soil. You must focus on solutions, not problems, for that is how you plant the right seeds. And you must believe the best will happen, for that is the faith that waters and nourishes those seeds until they burst into life. Remember the question I asked you at the beginning? What is the one force you possess that can guarantee your success? You now have the answer. It is your mind. It is your attitude. It is the one thing over which you have complete and absolute control. No one can force you to think a negative thought. No one can make you adopt a negative attitude. That power is yours, and yours alone. The call to action is now. It is not tomorrow. It is not next week. It is this very moment. The first step is the hardest, and it is always the same. Make a decision, a definite decision. Decide right now that you will take command of your own mind. Decide that you will no longer be a victim of circumstance. Decide that you will become a master of your mental attitude. When this recording ends, I want you to get a pen and a piece of paper. I want you to write down one problem that is troubling you, and then I want you to draw that line down the middle. I want you to force yourself to write down 10 potential solutions. Do it now. Take that first step. Prove to yourself that you are the captain of your soul. Prove to yourself that you are the master of your fate. You have within you, right now, everything you need to achieve every worthy goal you can imagine. You have the power. You have the law. The only thing required is that you use it. Use it consistently. Use it with faith. Use it with a burning desire. Go now and begin the great work of your life. Go and plant your garden. Go and cultivate your success. The world is waiting for the power that you will unleash. And always remember, the words that will guide you, the truth that will set you free. Your mental attitude is the only thing over which you have complete control. Use it to your advantage. Use it to your advantage.